So I think one of my favorite things to do on this channel, honestly, is to highlight shill media websites. You know, I love highlighting shill media websites because what that does, it allows us to give ourselves a little bit of a Christmas present and essentially make fun of websites that try to take themselves ever so seriously. And then when you read their articles, you just know that this is going to be absolute garbage. And we have an example of this. So we have an article here from good old IGN, everybody's favorite gaming website that really doesn't cover too much gaming anymore. They seem to be going into TV shows, movies, entertainment, Hollywood, identity politics, social justice, all this other good stuff. IGN is 100% a shill media website. No one takes their gaming reviews very seriously anymore. And we have an article here from them that has a headline that reads, Doctor Who Ncuti Gatwa on Bi-Generation and more. Things are going to be done differently from now on. The 15th Doctor promises a bold new era. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is very clear that Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor is purposefully being used to push this whole new era, as they like to call it, when it comes to Doctor Who. They're pushing this whole nonsense because they want to make sure that people realize that this is the new Doctor Who. Black and gay is the new Doctor Who, and this is probably what they're going to be continuing with for quite a bit. And of course, this article seems to be written by a white liberal female. So let's get into this article, guys, from IGN. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button, man. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into the YouTube algorithm. So it says the latest incarnation of Doctor Who's eponymous adventurer has only graced fans' TV screens for all about an hour, but Ncuti Gatwa has already made an incredible impression. The 15th Doctor, who you might recognize from Netflix's Sex Education or this summer's Barbie, leaps, dances, and belts his way onto the scene in the show's new Christmas special, The Church on Ruby Road. He's quick on his feet, clever, and warm in his introduction. To his new companion, Ruby Sunday, he also knows how to rock a kilt. Gatwa's run as the 15th Doctor has been historic from the start, as the openly queer black actor follows Jodie Whittaker in breaking the show's decade-long cycle of mostly white male leads. This is oh man, where do I even begin? So I made so many videos on Doctor Who, and every time I read a new article that is seemingly always from a white person, they just love to constantly highlight the two things about Ncuti Gatwa that shouldn't mean a fucking thing when it comes to Doctor Who, right? Like if you're in a Doctor Who TV show, all I care about is how good can you play the character. And that's it. And she started off so good, right? She started off with her opinion about how she feels about Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor Who and how he's a very warm, very dancey, whatever the case may be. She obviously likes Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor Who, but then you just had to throw it in there. You had to mention that he's openly gay. You had to mention that he is a black actor. Why can't he just be an actor? Why can't he literally just be an actor? Why do you have to attach his gayness and also his skin color to his title? That shows me that you are obsessed with that particular part of him, and that's the only reason why you are probably praising him, because that is the reason why a lot of these liberals praise people like Ncuti Gatwa, is because it gives them those check boxes that they so desperately need, especially when it comes to Hollywood or the BBC or whatever. They look for stuff like this. That gives them talking points. It gives people with no personality who are unbelievably dry talking points that they can speak to. So it says, yeah, it's obvious from the second Gatwa literally burst on screen and out of David Tennant's body in the anniversary special, The Giggle, that returning showrunner Russell T Davies had big plans for the new era of Doctor Who. Viewers are already getting a glimpse at some of those plans in the latest episodes, including when 15 unceremoniously eschewed the Doctor's typical signature single outfit look in favor of a whole wardrobe worth of great fashion. Well, yes, because they love to doll up their minority, actors. They love to make sure that if it's a black actor, that it looks as tribal as possible, if you get what I'm saying. They love to put crazy colors, crazy patterns, because they just can't dress up a black man in anything regular clothing like all the previous Doctors before it. You just can't have it that way. It says 15's origin story is an even more overt detour from the show's status quo. He was born from something called Bi-Generation, a phenomenon who was never mentioned before, in which one Doctor regenerates into two forms. While longtime fans may have found the logic behind this choice shaky, it's already proved emotionally rewarding. Really, has it? Because a lot of people are emotionally not invested anymore after that, as it has allowed David Tennant's Doctor to take an endearingly human breather on Earth while Gatwa traverses the known universe. Ncuti spoke with IGN about 15's fashion and acting alongside Tennant and Gibson, as well as the unique Bi-Generation plot, which he says is just one part of Davies' ambitious plan for this series? Well, we pretty much know what the other part is. The other part is identity politics. You know, like they literally said many times, and Ncuti Gatwa said himself that this version of Doctor Who is going to be a heavy leftist bubble version of Doctor Who. They are actively putting identity politics into it. There's no guessing about this anymore. There's no like, oh, you know, I think there's identity politics in it. Here's why. No. They literally said that they're going to be putting left-wing ideology into the show. That's what they're going to be pushing with it. So now you know, and at least they're being honest with you up front before you even watch the show, so you can determine whether or not you want to see it or not. It says, by generation, double doctors mark a bold new era of Who lore. Gatwa says he learned about the bi-generation plot a few months after being cast. When Davies outlined his plan for the new season, I got cast, and in a couple of months, maybe 2 months later, I had to go and meet all the producers. They just wanted a little celebratory drink like, you're the doctor, welcome to the family. The actor tells IGN, noting that he was given what he calls the season 1 scripts at that time. When it comes to the mythology-shaking concept of bi-generation, though, it doesn't sound like the cast got too bogged down in the details. He just told me. He told me what was going to happen, Gatwa said, when asked about Davies' pitch the idea. Still, the actor clearly recognized the moment as a turning point for the show. I was like, things are going to be done differently from now on. Russell, I can see the cogs turning in your mind. Just thinking of all the new places to take the show. When it comes to further exploration of the Doctor phenomenon, Gatwa says that there will be little bits of story related to 15's bi-generated status, but also emphasizes that the character also simply is the Doctor in his own right. 15's origin story is just the Doctor's origin story. He is fully just the next Doctor in line, Gatwa confirms. It's a new mythology that Russell has created that the Doctor can regenerate fully or double. So it looks like even though they made 2 Doctors, they want to make sure that you understand that Ncuti Gatwa is the Doctor now. Like the gay black Doctor is the Doctor. And you guys can get mad at me all you want. I know there's a lot of people who watch my videos from like a Reddit forum or whatever who are big fans of Doctor Who and they're just looking for a reason to get mad at someone. You can get mad at me all you want when I call him a gay black Doctor, but literally that's what all these articles are calling him. They're making sure to highlight his race. They're making sure to highlight his sexuality. So I think that because they do it, I think I'm allowed to do it as well. They want to make sure that you know that he is gay and black. So calling him the gay black Doctor Who, I really don't think that's a bad thing. I think we should make sure we give the people what they want and call him by the titles that they are requesting. So it says, judging by the actor's carefully spoiler-free comments, it sounds like the initial change-up that threw fans for a loop is just the tip of the iceberg, and now there's a whole bunch of mythology that Russell's bringing in. There's a whole pantheon full of different villains and lore and mythology that he's bringing into the show. Gatwa reveals, above all else, the actor emphasizes that the bi-generation plot is just very exciting and very indicative of the new adventures will be going on in Doctor Who. So it's very clear, ladies and gentlemen, that after the Christmas special, there's not too many people that are interested in this version of Doctor Who. You know, he's pulling in about anywhere from 4 to 5 million views, I believe, on the Christmas special. I think it was 4.7, 4.8, something like that. But it's only beating out Jodie Whittaker. Every other Doctor in existence has beaten out Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor. And it's amazing because where are all these people who are like, oh, stunning and brave, this is amazing? Where is the support, right? If this is what the modern audience wants, if this is what modern people are requiring in their entertainment, why are so many people checked out of this show? Are they all just simply racist, right? Just like you want to say that Jodie Whittaker's show was bombing because everybody's all sexist. Well, you can't always use that excuse. After a certain point, you kind of have to just take it in and realize that you're probably making a mistake. And you're not making a mistake because he's black. You're making a mistake because you don't know how to write a black character. That's your problem. You don't know how to write a diverse character without making their entire personality and story about their diversity. That's where a lot of these modern writers fail. If they just realize that they could write the character first and then maybe just happen to make him black, that's a big difference than making a black character who's gay and then centering your entire fucking story around that. That's the reason why people have such a problem with this, and that's why there were so many diverse characters in the past. They were way more successful, comic books, manga, whatever. There's so many diverse characters in the past that were much more successful than modern day diverse characters. And you mean to tell me we've gotten more races over time? I highly doubt that, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll see what happens with Doctor Who after it officially starts its season 1 reboot, but I don't think it's going to be very successful past the first episode. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it, and if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.